Hello, I'm Erica Renee. If you're a new viewer, welcome to my channel. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Today's video is going to be a little different because I don't know what look I'm going to be creating today. I'm going to be unboxing product from a raffle that I won, and then I'm going to use the products that I received in the raffle to create the look. I entered the raffle on Snapchat for about $5 or $10. And I'll link the name of the person who I won the raffle from. You can go check her out. Her name is Renee, and she's a makeup artist. Unlike me, who just likes to play makeup on my own face. So let's get into the package and see what we have to work with. It came in this black bag. Got some tissue paper in here, and we're just gonna see what we got. So the first thing we have a Huda Beauty 3D highlighter palette. So this looks nice. I haven't tried this before, so this will be fun. We also have the Urban Decay, the Naked 3 palette. I've actually used this before. I love Urban Decay. I love the Naked palettes. So this will be fun too because I know that it's good product and I know I'll like the shadows that I'm able to use. She gave me this e.l.f. blending sponge for my foundation. What is this? And then an e.l.f. I believe this is a foundation brush for like powder or setting powder. So this is the e.l.f. Total Face makeup brush. So I probably use that to put on my pressed powder after to set my face. And then I got this Smashbox Cover Shot Ablaze eye palette. I haven't used this one before, and as I said, I like to use one palette, so I might just use this to create the look because it's something new, and that way I can stick to my one palette rule. The last couple of things from the box are some NARS lipsticks. So I got the Air Matte Lip Color. And then this is in Power Trip. And then the matte lipstick in Ruby Woo. I've heard a lot of good things, and I'm a sucker for a good red. Then I got another MAC lipstick, and this is in Tropic Tonic. Let's see what color this is. Oh, this is like a burnt orange. So we'll see. We'll try to see if we can get some colors to go with these lipstick. I don't know which one I'm going to use because I've heard really good things about the Ruby Blue, but I like a deep brick red. And then this is a burnt orange, and I've never used a color like this before, so we'll see. And then we also have some Maybelline New York Pumped Up Colossal Volume Express Waterproof Mascara. Usually when I use mascara, if I'm not going to do eyelashes, I use it's still Maybelline New York, but I use the Big Lashes Colossal. They used to come in a dual wand, but they don't anymore. So this will be nice to use. I'll put this on probably before I put on lashes just to see how it does for my eyelashes. Okay, so now that we know what we have to work with, whatever's not in here that I need to create my look, I'll use for my own personal. And then what's included in the raffle, I'll use that. So For sure, since I know what the Naked 3 looks like, I'm not going to use this one. I'm going to be using the Smashbox Cover Shot Golden eye palette. And then this is the colors that it has. And then just looking at these colors, I'm probably going to end up using the Power Trip by NARS, which is a matte lipstick, which will be good because I'm going to work, so I'm going to be having to wear a mask. And since it's a matte lipstick, it won't go all over my face. Now let's see what we can create. Spend some time up today with Erica Renee. We'll discuss all beauty, hair, makeup, family. So come on, have fun, get ready. So to start off, I'm going to go in with my oil-free Neutrogena moisturizer to moisturize my face. And I do this first so that the moisturizer has time to settle into my skin, so that way when it's time to put on primer and foundation, it gives it an even finish. Next, I'm going to move on to my eyebrows, and before I put on anything to fill my eyebrows, I go in with the spoolie and I brush my eyebrows into the direction that I want them to go. Now that I have my eyebrows brushed into the correct direction, I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this is in the shade Dark Brown, and I'm going to be using this to fill in my eyebrows. And the way I fill in my eyebrows is I take a thin slanted brush and I start by outlining my eyebrows. And I start at the bottom and work my way to the middle. Then I move on to the top and work my way to the middle. And then I move on to the tail. After I have that outline complete, I've used the product to fill in my tail, fill in any pieces at the top of my eyebrow that I need to. And when I get to the very front of my eyebrow, I use hair-like strokes at the beginning to where it looks natural. Now that I have my eyebrows filled in, I go in with the same spoolie and I brush through my eyebrow hairs to give it a more hair-like appearance where I filled it in, so it has a more natural look. And now that I'm happy with my eyebrows, what I'm going to do is going to go ahead and put on some chapstick. I'm doing this because, like I said in the beginning, I plan on using a matte lip. And you don't want to put on a matte lipstick on dry lips or else you'll be looking crusty. And I usually do this in the beginning before I even put on my moisturizer, but I forgot. So I did it now. Now to clean up my eyebrows, I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Fit Me concealer in 50, which is Cafe, and I'm going to go ahead and use the applicator it comes with and put that on underneath my eyebrows, as well as above my eyebrows to just go ahead and make my eyebrow sharp and stand out. And now that I have that done, I'm going to go in with another slanted thin brush, and I'm just going to blend out that concealer around my eyebrows. On the bottom, I'm going to drag that down towards my eyelid, and then on the top, I'm going to pull it up and blend it into my forehead. My eyebrows are looking like I want them to, I'm going to go in with my Revlon Photoready eyeshadow primer, and I'm going to apply this to my eyelids as a base for my eyeshadow. And once I have the eyeshadow primer applied all over my lids, I go in and I use my finger to just pat it dry to make sure it's sticky and ready for my eyeshadow to be placed upon it. So I opened the eyeshadow palette and I am using the Smashbox, and I noticed the colors look different, and then I realized that the package it came in said that it's supposed to be the Ablaze eye palette, but the actual palette that I have is the Golden Hour eye palette. But I actually like the colors that I got better than the one that I thought I had, so I wasn't too upset about it. So to begin, I'm going to go on with a flat eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to dip that into this light pinkish shade, and this color is called Psyched, and I'm going to be using that as my lid shade. going to go in there with this copperish shade, and this shade is called Turned On. And I'm going to be putting this on my outer V, and I'm going to be pulling it in above my crease. And to do that, I'm going to be using a small fluffy brush. And now that that's on, I'm going to go in with this bronze shade. And this shade was named Lights. And I'm going to be placing that on my outer V and keeping it just strictly to my outer V to give it depth and dimension. And I'm going to be using that same small fluffy brush that way to make sure it's blended nicely. Next, I'm going to take a flat eyeshadow brush and I'm going to go into this light peach shade, and this shade is called Stare. And I'm going to place that into my inner corner of my eye just so that it gives my eye a nice little pop. Have all my eyeshadows placed where I want them, I'm going to go in with a medium-sized fluffy blending brush, and I'm going to go ahead and just go over all the different sections of eyeshadow just to make sure they're blended together and there's no harsh lines. And next I'm going to go in with this small blush, and I'm going to put that into this beige color up top, and this color is called Hero. And I'm going to be applying that right under my eyebrow, just so that my eyebrows will still stay sharp and look neat. Now that I have that placed, I'm going to go back in with that same fluffy blending brush, and I'm just going to blend out that color that I put on my brow bone. And now that my eyeshadow is done, I'm going to go on with my Revlon Colorstay liquid liner. This is in black, and I'm just going to apply eyeliner to my eyes, and I'm giving myself a little wing. my camera turned off and I didn't know. So here's me applying the mascara that came in the Raffle package, and I actually liked it. I think it did a good job with filling my lashes. You can't really see it when I look straight on, but when I blink, boy, do they pop out. So now I'm going to go in and apply my false eyelashes, and I got these from the Bawdy boutique, and these are in the style Bipolar. To apply these lashes, I'm going to be using my dual eyelash glue, and I'm going to be using that in the color Dark. The way I apply my eyelashes is I go ahead and I apply the eyelash glue to the eyelash, and then I wave it and I blow on it a little bit because I'm putting these on myself, and then I get that glue to dry. And you want to make sure that the glue has dried and became tacky, or else it's going to slip and slide and you're going to have to reapply it. And I used to make this mistake all the time. And then when I'm putting it on, I like to take a small compact mirror and I pick the lash up with some tweezers, and then I just look downward in the small compact mirror, and it helps me get that eyelash right on my lash line. So I want you guys to remember this moment. This is the moment that I forgot a step. I'm gonna go in with my foundation. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless in the number 355 Coconut. And I'm gonna place this on the back of my hand. And I do this so I have control over how much I put on my face. And once I get that onto the back of my hand, I'm going to go in with a foundation brush, a flat top foundation brush, and I'm going to dip that into the foundation and then just place it on my face. This way I'm able to control the amount of product I actually use on my face. Foundation set with my foundation brush, I'm going to go in with that e.l.f. blending sponge that I got out of the Raffle package, and I'm going to use that to go ahead and completely make the foundation melt into my skin. And I start by picking up whatever remaining product is on the back of my hand. that I'm all done with foundation, I'm going to go with my LA Girl Pro Concealer, and this is in the color Fawn. And I'm going to be making triangles under my eyes, and then I'm going to place that on my Cupid's bow, which is above my lip, and then on my chin. I'm also going to use it to highlight the bridge of my nose and my forehead. Now that I have my concealer placed, I'm going to go in with my Black Opal True Color in the color Ebony, and I'm going to be using that for my contour. And I'm just going to place that on my cheeks and then on the top of my forehead. And to blend this all out, I'm going to go in with my Real Techniques blending sponge, and I'm going to go in my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Natural Finish, and I'm going to spray the setting spray onto the Beauty Blender. And the Beauty Blender is damp, but I'm going to set that setting spray on there, and then I'm going to go ahead and blend out my concealer and my contour. Now that I have that blended out, I'm going to go back in with my LA Girl Pro Concealer in True Beige. And I'm just going to apply this to the inner corners of my eye, and then a little bit right on the outer edge of my eye. And I do this to give my under eye a little pop so that I look more wet. I'm also going to be adding this to my Cupid's bow, my chin, the bridge of my nose, and a little on my forehead. And now that this is placed, I'm going to go back in with that Real Techniques Beauty Blending Sponge. And I'm going to spray a little bit more setting spray on there, and I'm going to go ahead and blend that out as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and set my concealer with my Ben 9 setting powder in the color Topaz. And I'm just going to be using this square sponge to go ahead and place it on all the areas that I use concealer to highlight. to set my contour, I'm going to go into with my Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette, and this is in Dark to Deep. And I'm going to be using this middle shade, which is Scope, and I'm going to be placing that on my cheeks where I used my Black Opal, as well as on my nose to contour my nose. And to set my cheeks, I'm going to be using just a regular fluffy blending brush, and I'm going to be blending that contour out. But to set my nose, I'm going to use a slanted fluffy blending brush, and I'm going to start at the end of my eyebrow and pull that down to make my nose look longer. Now that my highlighted and contoured areas are set, I'm going to go in with that e.l.f. Foundation brush that I got from the Raffle package, and I'm going to be using my Maybelline Fit Me pressed powder in number 355 Coconut, which is the same as my Google foundation, and I'm going to use that all over my face. I'm going to be using that to set the places that I did not set at all, as well as blend it over where I highlighted and contoured to make sure everything is cohesive and there's not any harsh lines, and my face looks natural. And it was at this moment that I realized my misstep. I forgot to put on my primer, but it's too late to turn back now. So, on to blush. For blush, I'm going to go in with that Huda Beauty 3D highlighter palette. And I'm going to be using this pink shade. And it's called Zanzibar. And I'm going to be using a slanted blush brush, and I'm going to apply it to the apples of my cheeks and pull it upward towards my temple. Okay, so now that I have my blush done, I'm going to go ahead and set my face using the Natural Finish setting spray from Wet n Wild, and I'm going to be using my mirror to dry it. But before it dries completely, I'm going to go in with a thick highlighter brush, and I'm going to go back into that Huda highlighter palette, and I'm going to place highlight to the top of my cheekbones, and I'm going to go in with this gold color, and it's called Tahiti. I'm also going to be adding highlighter to the tip of my nose and to the bridge of my nose. I'm also going to be adding it to my cupid's bow. Another thing I realized I forgot to do was to put eyeliner on my lower waterline. So I'm going to go in with my Essence Long Lasting Eyeliner in the color black, and I'm going to apply that to my lower waterline. And now to finish my face, I'm going to go in with that NARS matte lipstick in the color Power Trip. That's the applicator, and I got this out of the Raffle bag, and I didn't really like this. I liked the color. It wasn't as deep as I expected it to be, but I still liked it. The thing that I didn't like was it took a while to dry down, and I like my matte lipstick to dry down quick because usually I'm in a rush, so I need it to be as fast as possible. Here's the look. Thanks for following along. I hope you like it. I like it, even though I forgot some stuff. But yeah, I liked it, and I liked the products that I was given. I think the beauty blender, it really did a nice job evening out my foundation. It gave it a really good look, a really good finish. I think this did good with setting my foundation with my pressed powder. I thought it smelled funny a little bit at first, but I think I don't know what I smelled. I don't know if just me playing with it and doing like that helped air it out, or if I was just, I don't know, because my son was in here. He probably farted. My son was in here laying down eating noodles. So thanks for following along. Thanks for watching the video. Go ahead and tell me what you think, and then if you recreate this look, go ahead and post pictures in the comments. And don't forget to like, comment. Spend some time out today with Erica Renee. We'll discuss all things beauty, hair, makeup, health, and family. So come on, have fun, get ready with me.